All right, here we are. Another episode around the trash fire. Your host, Mathias, along with the boy.
John.
So we had Gen Con.
We did have Gen Con.
There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Indeed, there is.
There's a lot of
Even
stuff to talk about with outside of Gen Con.
yep, even Blood Bowl.
Even Blood Bowl makes my blood boil. But we'll
How
talk about it.
thematic. How thematic.
But we'll talk about it, so it's fine. But first, I want to get through all the quickie news. So first thing on our list is Total Warhammer 3. We got to see the Cathay army.
Indeed.
Little trailer they produced. Some dragon woman. Looks nice. The only thing that caught my eye, other than besides it being a cool faction, probably, is the artwork with a
Yeah.
little something at the bottom corner there. It says the Warhammer world, Warhammer the Old World.
Yeah, so actually, to help with designing the factions, Warhammer Studio is collaborating with Creative Assembly to make Total War Warhammer 3. And apparently they made profiles for all these units just so they could easily translate it into Total War.
Yeah, but the question is, will these guys be in Old World when it
Right?
launches?
Very possible. I would not be opposed to that.
Because I assume they did the same thing with the Ice people. I don't remember what they're called, but
Go with Kislev. Yep.
Kislev,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, I would not be surprised in the least. Which would be super cool. Side note, that'd be really cool. I hope they do that.
What we need in fantasy is more humans.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what's your thoughts?
I think it's legit. It's very Age of Sigmar-y in the sense of like floating cities, the airships,
Age
all
of
that.
Sigmar. Well, I hate it because that's not the Old World
That's
that I
that's
know.
true. That's very true. No, I'm pretty hyped about it. They also delayed the game, which is fine. I mean, I think we're all in agreement here that a delayed game is better than a rushed game. So, going to be out next year instead of this end of this year, which again I'm fine with. And yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to see that they're willing to do more than what was already more than what already exists with Total War with Warhammer Fantasy. Cathay never had models, maybe had some models, but not enough for an army. Lots of new stuff. So this is pretty hype. Let's see.
I agree and disagree with you about the delay. I agree that take its time, whatever. Because
Uh huh.
I'm not in no rush to really play this game
Right.
because as I've stated before, I'm terrible at RTSs except when it's on the tabletop. So I don't have like any thrill. I want to play the game, but uh, knowing CA's track record, this game's gonna have major bugs regardless. So
That's true. That's very true.
it's not like the delay is gonna cancel out a few more bugs, but it's not gonna can. It's still gonna be a buggy mess because that's all CA games.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so that's the total Warhammer news. We got the good and the bad. Good, we got to see Cathay and possibly put into Old World if you care about that. Bad news, it's delayed.
Yeah. Would love to talk more about it, but I got a lot of stuff to cover. So I'll leave it that I am excited. It's super cool. Hope they get models and excited for the game. Oh, what other DLC factions they'll come up with because of this. But it's gonna be super cool.
We shall see. All right, moving on. I don't normally do this, but I thought we'd do a rumor engine. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were, because it looks like we're getting another elf.
Huh. I don't know. I mean,
Those look like white lions on that hilt.
they do. So we might see more Lumineth. We might it might be the dark elves, maybe. I don't know. So I mean, with the Underworld season, I think we talked before that we're kind of most factions have teams already. So are they gonna do another Lumineth team? What's gonna happen with that? I don't
Wouldn't
know.
surprise me. The high elves always get all the love. Freaking broken.
Yes, just like the old days. Not even Mad Lumineth are OP.
Yeah, exactly. There's same thing, different name.
Yep, different game, different name.
All right. Well, I just wanted to quickly go over that because why not?
It's there.
It's there. Next quickie. The Warhammer app is on beta now.
For AoS.
I know we yeah, for AoS. I know we talked about it a little bit, but here it is. Now it's here. The beta.
I mean,
Uh,
I've heard the same thing with the 40K app. It's same problems, same good things about it, same bad things about it. So
I was gonna
it's just
ask if you've done anything, but then again, probably is access to like 2 books, huh?
all the old stuff, all the relics are there and all that for all the factions.
Right. I assume it's like the old one where everything is free if you bought it, and then as the books come out, you got to start scanning your book
I
in.
believe so. Yes. I mean, I use War Scroll Builder to build lists.
I agree. I use it
Um,
too.
and I do have the Soul Blight Battle Tome, to reference. So I'm not really using. I have really no use for the app, so I'm not really getting. I'm not. I don't have it downloaded because I haven't, and I'm not even playing Age of Sigmar much right now. So kind of just have no reason to
Get it?
use it. So I'll
Yeah.
leave it at that.
I don't really have any reason to get it either, but it's out there now.
Yes,
It's finally here. And lastly, in the quickie news, Sunday preview. Can quickly go over this. Joy Toy. We're getting a bunch of Primaris Reavers.
cool. The Phobos Marines. All right, I'm not complaining. Again, good that this exists.
I'm just surprised that they're releasing, 10 models here.
Yeah.
And not just like the one that's gonna cost $50,
Right.
Though, are these as big as the other ones?
I think they are.
Damn. I know we. No, it was on Wednesday that we joked about getting these models and playing a big 40k game with or something like that. Kill team.
Uh, 28 or kill team, like
Just use the big
56
models.
scale kill team or something. I don't know.
But yeah, there you are. It's starting to slowly become a reality. There you go. All those guys coming eventually.
Eventually.
Orcs.
Eventually. Keyword.
Well, next week, I should say. Not eventually. Because this is the
Right.
Sunday preview. Orcs. We're getting the hog model.
Super happy that I mean the kill rig.
You hate
It seems
this.
really fun. I just really don't like chariots. I can easily convert it, or have I have a friend who really likes converting, and he would love to have his hand on converting this. I just don't know how to store it. Because I'm really trying to minimize storage for my orc army. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get it one day, but not for this pre-order. I am super hyped about the next stuff though, which is Pain Boss is cool. Actually, we haven't seen this variant of this model yet, where he has no mask. So I think that's cool that there's that option.
Yeah, it's about time.
But
We got a new pain boy.
yeah, I am super excited about the Squigosaur, like Mozgrod, Scragbag, and the generic one. I am definitely picking up 2 of them.
Is this the not the character, but the variant? Is this the OP thing that's going around right now? I heard
Yeah,
something about like an unkillable war boss or something.
it's super strong. The character one is solid, especially if you play Snake Bites. But the generic one, people have been the orc players have been really excited about because you could give relics. There's I know there's a -1 Uli relic. And if you play, even if you play, Beast Nagas have relics where it's like you get a 4-up field mode pain against vehicles and monsters. You get like +2 attacks against vehicles and monsters, stuff like that. So just a lot of things that make it really killy. and really tanky.
Mm.
Not to mention, the competitive orc community has kind of real or accepted or declared that the stratagems for orcs kind of suck. So they're encouraging builds where you just blow your CP on relics and warlord traits for your characters and have them murder everything, which to me is super cool. I like my hero hammer, but yeah, it's a big squig boss, which means it's fast. It's a monster, super cool. Again, definitely picking up two of them.
All right then. Well, excited to see this beast on the field then.
Heck yeah.
What else we got here? We got comic books. I don't read the comic books, so I can't comment on them really. But we're getting that. Black Library. The Siege of Terra Warhawk.
Oh my god, yeah, this is the hype for John. This is the next installment in the Siege of Terra with my second favorite Primarch, the Khan. So also something of interest is they are releasing not just the limited edition, but also the standard edition and the audiobook at the same time. That's a first. Before they would just release the limited edition, and then the regular book would be out like a few months later, which I have no problem with, but it does lead to like some conversations where you have to put spoiler tags because most people haven't read the book yet because of the limited edition. So I'm glad that they're just releasing it all at the same time.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up the audiobook just because if it's Jonathan Keeble narrates the series and I'm having a blast listening to it with him narrating it. So
Okay.
this is like if anything again it's like I mean yeah I love the con but it's just more Siege of Terra which
It's getting
yeah
closer
let's
and closer to the end.
that is my exactly two more books after this.
Yep. And then we got Warhammer Plus. Looks like we're getting Lore Master and Painting and more Angels of Death.
First AoS Lore Master is High Hills. Here we go.
So that's what we can expect next. Well, Warhammer Plus this week, and then this pre-orders for the rest of this week.
Right.
Now, on to the fun stuff. Gen Con.
Gen Con. What are we looking at first?
I figured we go with least information to the most information. So
Okay.
starting off is Warcry.
Warcry.
Yeah, didn't really get anything out of this other than it's like chaos. It's coming.
I'm not disappointed because as ever since third edition AOS, Warcry hasn't been really getting anything. And even all of the naysayers in the community, in the Warcry community, saying, "Oh, is Warcry done? Like, are they done with Warcry? No more releases?" Well, I guess not because, well, not as it is getting more releases because they just announced something. We have what's it called, Blood
Red
or Red
Harvest.
Harvest, Red Harvest, yeah. Some spiders from the video. Interestingly, people are saying it's or the trailer implies chaos spiders, not necessarily goblins. So that's kind of interesting. We'll have to see how that turns out, but.
But
I'm just
yeah,
glad Warcry is getting something.
yeah, it was just a shame that it wasn't even like a tease of a model. You know,
Right,
it literally just got a trailer zooming out.
right.
And they're like chaos. They're here.
Um, I will say that I am 99% sure it's going to be another two-player box set with two new warbands.
I
Uh,
don't doubt it. That seems to
seems
be the
pretty
thing.
standard. Point.
At least the standard of Gen Con.
Right.
Uh,
Every Warcry release with models has started with a two-player. We got Catacombs. Got the first starter set. I got Catacombs. I got this. So pretty exciting.
yep. Can't give any more insight on that because I don't know anything.
Yeah. But good news is Warcry is getting something. It's not dead, and more new models. If it's full Vanguard, I will buy a lot.
Uh,
Vanguard are super cool. Foot Vanguard would be amazing.
I don't think. I don't think Warcry would ever really die. Really, I don't, it's new enough. The problem is, it's not like Underworlds where they can just invent a team kind of deal, right? I mean, I know they have with like the little Chaos War bands, but none of them are like special characters or anything like that. Whereas Underworlds, it's like, here's 3 models. This is a unit. Go have fun with it.
Right. Right.
This is more like, here's a bunch of generic, uh, not even like high praise people. They're just normal people.
Right.
But yeah, I have high hopes. We'll see what it is. I'm gonna assume it has something to do. I mean, they could be updating all the Chaos warbands, from the original set. Giving them something new.
Right.
Give them a little uh, competitive edge with all the AoS armies. But we'll see.
We'll see. Ultimately, again, we will see.
It's all speculation from here. Moving on to the next one. Blood Bowl. We got a team of Khorne
Yes.
Berserkers.
We got Khorne Berserker conversion bait, the team.
Yeah, it's I got a really AoS vibe out of it, but it's. I mean, Blood Bowl's based off Old World, right?
Yes.
So I guess just Chaos Knights painted red.
We got Khorne Gores, which is cool. Finally, after 20 years.
Not much to say about this other than Khorne Berserker players, World Eaters, get fucked.
Even
you guys,
AoS, Warcry helps.
You guys are again getting screwed over as fantasy gets more and more updated Khorne Berserkers than you guys.
One day we'll get Khorne Berserkers.
Yep.
This just goes to show, like, if you like Blood Bowl, the game is getting a lot of updates. That's awesome. Happy for the Blood Bowl players.
Of course. Again, like I said last podcast, Blood Bowl is doing something right because it's constantly updated.
Getting stuff.
So it has to be very popular, just not in our neck of the woods.
Right.
But yeah, that was it. That's all Blood Bowl. That's all I can stomach. Moving on. I can't remember if we talked about this. Harrow Deep. Underworlds.
Yeah. The new Underworlds season. Like, we talked about it because they teased the bird.
Right.
And now we get to see the starter set, which predictably, is the Cruel Boys and the Stormcast once again.
Oh darn, did I not put in the right one? I didn't put in the one with the models. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I think you have it. It's the very first one. Very first link.
Go ahead and keep talking about it. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so we got. Well, we got misconception about, right? Because we assumed. Oh, I do have it. I just didn't scroll down far enough. The Gen Con logo. If we went back to that, we assumed the blue guy was the Sisters of Battle because it looked like had a power pack on it.
Yeah.
We were wrong. So, in reality, it's this guy right here with the lamp.
Yes.
So we got that. That was confirmed.
It's super cool models. I like how the Cruel Boys Warband isn't based off a current unit. It's just like these I guess they kind of do like hunters and they trap people. That's a cool design for the Cruel Boys.
I just like to call them run herds.
There you go. AoS run herds. And this is cool. I can see myself picking this up just for the models for like D&D or something. I mean, I have most of the Underworlds warbands for that specific reason.
Uh-huh.
They're just cool orcs and goblins.
But yeah, so we finally got that revealed. I don't recall. Did they give a date?
No, but it's gonna be probably when late fall, early winter, like always.
Yeah.
I am kind of disappointed that the cover art has this badass looking Sisters of Battle in AoS kind of girl, and then her model has a hood on, which hides her like face and hair. Well, not really her face, but like most of her hair and all that. It's like, oh, would have been cool.
I don't mind it. I like it.
But Like, I like the Stormcast here. They don't look like Stormcast. Honestly, if you just without the helmet, they just look like paladins, which is cool to me.
Except the guy with the bow, he looks like a Stormcast.
Right? He has the helmet, right? I'm sure if he had just a generic head, he would look more unique. Like the hammer guy looks just like a D&D paladin, which
True.
I'm all for, or like a warrior priest or something in full plate armor. Obviously, he is bigger scaled, but you know
It just
the
needs more
design.
detail.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there we go. We got our first look at new season here. Surprised. I expected more Hobgrots, but that's fine. One Hobgrot representative is here. That's what the yellow ones are called, right?
which one?
The
The hobgoblin.
Hobgrots?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
one hobgoblin, and then the rest are just grots.
Yeah, they look nice. I like it.
So interestingly, they're introducing a new format, which is called the Rivals format, where you have pre-made decks. And actually, I've been kind of playing. Last time when I played Underworlds before the pandemic, we've been kind of playing with pre-made decks anyway, which we just use the faction-specific cards. So I think it's kind of cool that they're introducing pre-made decks to Underworlds. I think having constructed decks is a barrier of entry to play it, in my opinion, because not only do you have to learn your deck and sorry, not only do you have to learn your dudes and the cards, the faction cards, you also got to learn the deck building and making sure you have um the right cards, which again that's good for some people. And I used to do that, I used to like it, but I much prefer just getting a pre-made deck and playing the mechanics. And I'm glad that they're introducing, a separate format for that. The regular deck building's still there, they're not taking that away. But they are introducing a new pre-built deck, which I think is super cool.
Alright, good. I would say, as much as I don't like the deck building games, it shouldn't take away that creativity. So I'm glad it's just its own thing.
Yep.
Alright, then moving on. We got Necromunda. Our new gang finally released.
Yeah.
Uh the Outcasts. Now, if you were to tell me that these were just a bunch of homeless people in the Underhive, I would believe you.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Because
You're really not wrong.
that's what I get from this gang. It's like the most Necromunda gang I've seen.
Um, yeah, it's this is some of the most generic looking models I have seen in a while. Like there are just generic hive scum, nothing special about them. But I think that's what's special about them is they're not special. Like they're just incredibly generic. Easy conversion bait. I could see people making like guard out of this with some helmets. Gene stealer cults. Just put in some gene stealer heads. You're good to go.
Chaos Cultists.
Chaos cultist. Yep. So this is great. I'm glad this exists. It's a lot of people say they're very boring, but I think that's the point. It's kind of just, again, the generic game,
I mean, they are pretty boring.
right? And I think that's their strength is that they're boring.
It's
They're
just like when you come.
creativity fodder.
It's like when you compare them to the other gangs. Let's see, who's like the most rattiest gang out there?
The craziest gang.
No, rattiest. It's like looks the most realistic.
Oh,
It'd
Orlok.
probably be Kador, right?
I would say Orlok.
Orlok.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hodor plays a lot with the religious fanaticism, but sometimes to a ridiculous degree. But I think Hodor probably has the most realistic looking gangsters because Goliath are like roided dudes and dudettes. Van Sar are quasi power armor, and Escher is a close second, but um they seem kind of they seem way more futuristic than Orlok. Orlok just looks like a generic.
Okay.
Orlok, you could probably have an Orlok in real life. Maybe without like the power lifter arms or whatever, but I think
Yeah.
you could.
But yeah, there we go. We got this. This is what we got presented with. So,
Yeah, this is super cool. I like it.
and then we also got the new terrain that they added.
This is so funny. It's just a market. Like this is why like Games Workshop. This is where the profits go to making stuff like this. It's a random underhyped market. It is so silly.
I like it. It's pretty
I love
cool.
it. It's awesome. It's so dumb. It's cool.
Like, anything to make it more instead of gothic buildings,
Yeah.
because it's not something I would expect from the Underhive. Was there's a bunch of people fighting in gothic buildings.
Right.
But
So I
yeah,
think it's cool. Would be cool scatter train for like 40k or kill team as well.
I don't know too much about 40k, but yeah,
Or kill team.
Necromunda, kill team, yeah, all that's fun. But yeah, so that was our Necromunda news. I can't say that I'm too excited for it, but I'm happy for it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm more happy than excited. I'm like, you know what? This is cool that it exists. And when if it's in pre-order, I'll probably pick up a box to have, for good conversion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm all for it. Penal Legion even for a guard. Do something.
Well, moving on, we got uh the first kill team news, which
Yes.
is
Actually,
obvious.
it actually leaked the day of.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not talking about the new one. I'm talking about the old one here, the old box.
Oh, whoops. I forgot that was announced.
Yeah, so you can finally get the Commandos and Krieg units
Yeah, get them
in their
separately.
own boxes now. Finally, probably for like
The
$50
starter
each.
set is awesome. Like, just having not it's not a lot of terrain, but if you're starting out, I think this having played a bunch of kill team now, I think this is sufficient for learning the game. You got cover, you got barricades. Yeah, it's not 3D, but when you're starting out, I don't think the game needs like I played a lot of games that weren't 3D and it was still really fun. Um, I think it's awesome that they have a starter set for if you want to get started kill team. This is amazing. Like I wish Warcry had a starter set, you know.
Well, Warcry does have a starter set. It's just no one really got it.
Oh, the catacombs?
You got Catacombs. You had the
It's more
original one.
yeah, game mode. The original one I can't even buy anymore.
Yeah, well, that's because they live by this specialist mentality. Get it while you can.
Yeah, but this one seems to be a range pro item, so it's gonna stay because it's a start. It's straight up a starter set, and starter sets are usually not limited edition. So
Yep. So we got that. So if you don't want to buy the starter set for all the chits, books, and whatever, here you go. You can finally just get them on their own. Now, uh, get to the news that I know you're not happy about.
I I'm
We
not
got the kill team, the new one. And oh my, was the rumor I heard correct?
well, it's like F the rumor for being right, but looking at these models, man, like I really like these models, to be honest with
Uh, I'll let you continue. I'll give my opinion on the models after you.
you. I actually play Tau though, so I think you have more to say about the Tau. But actually, there is an article today with some rules for them, and they revealed that the Sisters of Battle can be built with all auto guns. Um, and the hashtag every model is a Necromunda model popped up because you could just use them for Necro as like female Cawdor or something. But uh, I digress. This is awesome. Like I love that they're all unique. I do like. I'm just gonna talk mostly about the Sisters team. I like how they're more melee centric. At least this build that they presented. So you got the one with the whip, one with like you got the medic, you got one with the sword, not a power sword, just a sword. You got one with the floating speaker, probably like a chaplain esque thing. You got the chick with a dual handed chainsword, and you got the actual sister of battle with power armor and a power sword leading the initiates. This is awesome. I am getting this box for these guys and the terrain, which we'll see later, and trading off the tower or something. But this is legit. I really like the sister squad.
All right, I'll talk about the Tau then.
Okay.
The Tau look good. I mean, it's for a upgrade kit because if I recall, these are all new models for Pathfinders.
Yeah, it's another sprue for the Pathfinder kit.
Yeah, so these look nice. These look great. I like them all. Um, Sisters Battle. I don't know. They don't look good in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I think they got that old sister vibe to it. You know?
Oh, like even more time people are comparing it to that.
Yeah, they look off,
Mm,
and design wise, I do not like it.
that's fair. I really like that they're different from what we have. I mean, it's a unit that we didn't need, but they made it, and I'm very happy, especially for Kill Team.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
mean that's it's great and all, but model design wise, I
I
do
kind of
not
get
like.
what you mean. It's a very it really doesn't look like anything in that range, to be honest. Um, and it definitely has some old school, old world again, Mordheim vibes, which yeah is kind of distracting. Like when I first saw this, I thought it was Mordheim for a split second, but it's Kill Team. So
But yeah, there you go. John salty because it was turned out to be Sisters versus Tau instead of Tyranids and Gene Stealer cults.
but I like the models. So but I really like the Tau. I mean, could it have been new models? Yeah, but you already have a kit, so an upgrade kit to a current newish kit, I'm all for it. And you see, it's definitely compatible with the old kit because it's the same kit. If you want helmets on all of them, you're able to do so. And you can see like you got your different specialists. You see a medic, you see excuse me, like a comms guy, you see like a demo guy. So I think it's super cool. The Tau team, I like it.
The Tau team's got new helmets. It looks like
Yeah, got the
I'd have to
VR
pull
headsets.
I'd have to pull out my Tau, but I don't remember anything like this. So
Oh, it's new. Those VR headsets are new.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, for people hoping for Tyranids or Gene Stealer cults, the Tau and Sisters who don't really have any presence on this planet that I can recall got a box, which will tie in later because we will be talking about rumors. So overall, you're gonna get this box.
Yes. Actually, I want to talk about the terrain. The terrain is something we already have. This is not new terrain, but I like that it's um because I don't have any 40k terrain that I own right now.
Uh,
Well, take it back. I own 40k terrain, but it's not here. It's at our buddy Donnie's place. Because that's where we mostly play big 40k games, and he's commissioning the terrain anyway. So I'm excited to have this at my place, just having a box of terrain for Kill Team to if people want to come down and play Kill Team when it's not hot and we're all free, you can just bust out the box. So and it seems compact and easy to store. And having worked with this terrain, played with it, these are sturdy pieces, and I'm actually super excited about that.
hmm. Okay. Well, we can move on to our next topic here, which is the big one that everyone wanted. Black Templars getting its
Holy
own box.
holy cow!
It's finally here. Look at that
Yeah.
box. It's
So we
beautiful.
got. I actually did the price breakdown for this box. It's gonna be $200, but you're still gonna be saving money.
Yeah.
So let's look at what we have. We have the a new
We got a War
Marshal.
Master. We
Yeah, the
got
Marshal
we got a Emps
Emperor
Champion,
Champion. Yep.
Sword Brethren, Neophyte, and a Redemptor.
Yeah, and you get the Codex and data cards. So breaking this down, so the Marshal is I'm basing this off about for 40k special characters. So the Marshal is going to be between 30 to 40. I'm going to highball and say 40 because I like highballing when it comes to W. So it's $40. Emperor Champion's also gonna be $40, so we're looking at 80 already. The Squad of Dudes is probably gonna be 60 because 10 intercessors is $60. And these are more detailed intercessors, so we're at 140 already. Redemptor is 65. This is not a new Redemptor, it's just the regular Redemptor. So we are at 205 now. Codex supplement, they're usually 35. So we are at crap, what were we? 240.
240.
240, and then the data cards are $25, so it's 265. Or not 25, sorry, 15, because it's a supplement level of data cards.
Hmm.
So $15. So we're looking at 255 for this box. And for sure it's gonna be $200.
I don't doubt it. Because how
Yeah.
much was the sister one? No, not sister one.
Or Snag is 200
Yeah,
bucks.
$200. Yeah.
Yep.
Can I just say that I am very disappointed in the Emperor's Champion when I compare him to the Sword Brethren.
Oh my gosh, that sword brethren guy. It's hard to see in the picture, but it's really obvious in the trailer. So he's not gripping that sword two-handed. He's
No.
about to grab it, which is, I don't know why, but to me that I got super hyped about that small modeling detail because that's a lot of motion shown combined with the stance, like he's about to grab the sword and like slash an orc into. I think that's super cool. I would buy that guy by himself any day of the week. I mean, I'm getting this box because these are super cool
He
models.
he just looks so much better. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my Amps champion here. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the guy at the bottom left.
But yeah,
Like, look at that.
I wish Will was here because like we were hanging out and we were talking about this model, and I've never seen Will like just destroy a model and how much he hates it than this new Emperor champion. I like it though. I mean, to be fair, I was fresh off reading Hell's Reach when this model was revealed, so I got hyped about Black Templars. So it was like kind of like they can do nothing wrong kind of thing, and I really like this model. I do agree though that the Sword Brethren just kind of poops on him, like really bad. But
It's like embarrassing how bad he does it.
uh,
And then we got our Primaris neophytes.
yeah, they're Primaris, which is very interesting. Um,
Of course, everyone. I know a lot of people were making fun of its bowl cut.
right. But hey, knights, medieval.
They're here.
Yeah,
Um,
and
and
there
then
will be more. This is not just the only Black Templar models,
yep,
but
uh,
just a reminder that well, two reminders. One, they're gonna have a decal sheet here, which is gonna be super cool.
yep.
And also, they back when we had Kill Team announced, they kind of hinted that this will be made to order. So that's
Well,
it.
I figured they're gonna go the made the order route now
Yeah.
because it just makes sense, especially with all the shipping problems that are happening around the world. But the marshal here, I thought was gonna be a Helbrecht because he's got the helmet that basically makes him look like Helbrecht. Obviously, wrong color scheme, but
Right.
I thought it was gonna be him. But then,
They do have the helmet option before we move on. They do have a helmet option for this guy and a weapon option. So multi kit.
yeah. Well, before we get to the big cheese himself, there is one image I want to look at that I posted. Should be like the last picture in our
Mhm.
chat. Uh, this was posted on their Instagram. We got the picture of it, some kits here. So, one of the changes is we got the what's this thing called? The repulsor.
Yeah, the regular repulsor.
Repulsor with a melt-a-gun option on it,
Yeah, the multi melt on top. Yeah. Very Black Templars.
and then also it has a plate on it, a little with the insignia of the Black Templars.
Yeah.
Some
You
possible
could expect a vehicle upgrade kit.
some possible upgrade kits for the vehicles, and then of course you got all the decals everywhere, and you got the friar cut on one of the bikers, which probably isn't anything special.
Right.
But I figured we'd pull that out because that this was making its rounds.
Yeah.
I laugh at the land raiders because
Firstborn. Pop.
Completely worthless since you know
Since like
th-
what, six of the,
these these land raiders were built for the Black Templar, and now that Sigmund can't even go into the or Helbrecht can't even go into the
right?
land raiders, completely worthless. Poor vehicles, they need to get updated.
Yep.
But now to move on to the big cheese himself, we got Helbrecht,
Yes, Helbrecht was revealed today.
the big angry boy himself.
Of the Black Templars.
Beautiful model. I
I love
can't
how
wait to
oh, go ahead.
I can't wait to put a little Helbrecht next to this Helbrecht.
I love that he's just a copy paste of the artwork. That I think that's super cool. Makes ridiculous.
Yes,
Well,
it's
why is a servitor cleaning the blade mid stab? But you know what? That's the art, man. That's what it is, and we're all for it.
yeah, and as is tradition, he also gets a helmet.
Yes, that's actually super cool. Now, a lot of people like my friends, besides Matt, that really like Black Templars, say that his regular head is too iconic, which I agree. It's very iconic. But if I'm getting this model, he's getting the helmet because it's unique. If it was just a generic helmet, I wouldn't be as hyped. But I like that it's a unique. Like I've never seen this helmet before, even in 30K. Like this doesn't exist. This like medieval looking helmet.
Yeah, Helbrecht's getting the helmet for me. I don't care. Because if anything, I could just make him a generic marshal, right? If I really wanted to.
His base is huge, though. I mean, I'm sure you
It's
could,
just
but
decorative. That's it.
yeah.
But
But
yeah, we got that. It was confirmed that he can be by himself, so he don't have to have the orc or the servitors on his base. So it'll probably just be like a different hand option, right,
right,
for his sword. I don't. It was confirmed that that won't be on. That doesn't have to be on the base. So I'm
yes,
sure good converters would be able to change that regardless. But
yeah.
I'm happy. I can't wait to get my hands on this and then replace baby Helbrecht with big brother Helbrecht.
Still waiting for Grimaldus, man. Come on, Primaris Grimaldus.
Well, he's in the rumor.
Yep.
Um, I don't know if you've known this, but there was a little controversy today regarding this artwork. Did you hear about this?
No.
So people are up in arms because they removed the artist's signature off the portrait.
Oh, interesting.
Obviously, it's not that big of news, right? And honestly, the artist didn't care too much about it. Obviously, I'm sure he's a little hurt that they did this, but it's kind of weird that GW would do it.
I mean, they own it, so I think it's I mean, GW ever since Matt Ward, like GW has, and Duncan even, they have done this air of anonymity with their creators because of the death threats they get. Like Matt Ward, man, like I mean, we make fun of Matt Ward, like the internet makes fun of him, but it's kind of messed up. It's kind of fucked up what he had to go through. Like the guy got a lot of death threats in the community. Um,
Yeah, but I mean,
with Duncan, he got death threats. But yeah, I do think that it is kind of messed up that they did do that, but I get why. And yeah, at the end of the day, they own this image, so
yeah, the guy's name was Mark Gibbison
Mark
Gibbons.
Gibson.
Sorry, Mark Gibbons. Yeah, and honestly, I don't see why they couldn't just leave his signature on there
Yeah, I mean,
because he didn't even know. I'm gonna. Can I pull this up without showing everything? Sure. Okay. I mean, basically, it's just like, oh god, I made it worse. Well, I fixed that debacle. Basically, it's just like his name on the little rock in the corner, the bottom right corner.
Right.
Just has his initials on it. That's it. I don't see why it needed to be taken out or anything. But yeah, that was the debacle of the day that everyone was complaining about. There it is. I got it now. It's in this bottom right corner.
Got it.
Uh, so not too much to talk about there. Honestly, it's whatever. The artist says it's whatever. Honestly, he just used it to promote his art more.
Right. Now, because of this, people know that Mark Gibbons, painted this. I haven't heard of him until now.
Yeah, I mean he does a lot of stuff. I think he does a lot of Judge Dredd stuff.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the art. So I did my own little debacle there by screwing up trying to get that image. But overall, how would you feel about Gen Con? A success?
I think so. It was kind of odd having ever multiple days. I prefer if it was just like a Saturday or something. But I mean, none of the reveals are disappointing. Even Warcry, where we got nothing. As a Warcry player, the fact that they told us Warcry is getting something eventually, good news to me. Um, Kind of bummed there's no AoS release, but whatever. I mean, we're still going through the Stormcast stuff.
Well,
But
I don't think the I forget their names. The Twitch people are gonna be leaving anytime soon. I'm sure they'll still do releases on there, but this was kind of like a return to form, right?
right,
This is the first time they've been at a convention, right?
yeah,
Since the shutdowns. So you gotta take it with a grain of salt. You either gotta wait the multiple days at the live event, or you gotta suffer through two commentators who are just trying to entertain us and give us little bits of information on
I
product.
prefer the old style, which was just like at 6 o'clock, everything drops at once, and you just scroll down. Like that was actually kind of cool because I remember we would go to the Warhammer store and then scroll down on the reveals, and everyone would get hyped, and like that was super fun. Because it would say the title like Black Templars, right? Everyone's all right. Everyone gather around. We're gonna look at the Black Templars. Scroll down. Oh, everyone like loses their mind. That was fun. But
But that
I
was
mean,
like updated like hourly kind of deal, right?
no, that was like at a specific time they dropped everything at once.
Hmm. I must be remembering it differently then.
They did have a time where they would update it hourly. But there were others where they would just drop everything at once, and that one was my favorite. Like no waiting, just like bam, here it is. Go scream.
Well, I mean, like I said, Gen Con is a big board game convention, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that they would be there and drip feeding us all the information. Though I would say that their website Warhammer community did a pretty poor job. There's a lot of stuff that was getting announced, and Warhammer community just falling behind on posting that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it had to like they would post the Warhammer community article on Facebook, but you couldn't find it from the main Warhammer community page, so you'd have to go through Facebook to go through the Warhammer community page, but it wasn't on the main page. So yeah, that was kind of odd. I agree.
Yeah, I was relying on the community page, not the Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, overall, I'd say it's a success. I mean, everyone but Warcry pretty much got something. That they could physically show.
Right.
Warcry got a video, which doesn't tell us anything other
But
than
again,
that chaos is coming,
right. And Warcry is not dead.
which is good news in itself.
Right.
But I know you found a post that I wanted to talk about, which is a bunch of rumors.
Yeah, so this was just, it was kind of cute to me, like, oh, these are neat rumors, but then, as I think after Gen Con, it was like, okay, this guy might be onto something because this guy predicted the Sisters and Towel Box, and if you guys remember from last week, that's a very specific combination of models or of factions. So
Sure.
the fact that he got that right, this person got that right, means there's some credence to it. And if you look at the his predictions for Orks and Black Templars, he said Orks were getting stuff. Now he did say that they were gonna get a box set with Black Templars, but they didn't. They there was no Orc and Black Templars box, right?
No.
But we did get new Orc models, and we are getting new Black Templars. So he says that there's going to be an Ancient, Helbrecht, which we saw, Grimaldus, which we haven't seen, Emperor Champion, which we've seen, Essential, which I'm assuming is the Marshal. So we have seen that, and Initiates, and the Neophytes, which those 6 and 4 we have seen.
Yep. And December, we're getting the interesting Custodes versus Gene Stealer cult, which makes sense
Yeah,
in that these two armies don't require a lot, right? In terms of new models, right?
right.
They just need tweaks. But if this is true, just expect to be getting let's see, a Custodes Lieutenant and a Gene Stealer cult Saboteur.
Yeah, which I mean, th- in ninth edition, like, yeah, it would be nice if you got a lot of models, but Custodes and Dean Stealers have a pretty modern, actually very modern. They were released in seventh edition. They have very modern models ranges,
Yeah.
and while Custodes, a lot of their units are Forge World. I mean, even just the 40k stuff, you got a good amount of stuff. So I don't think they need a giant release like the way Eldar or Nids do. So
No,
I
I
played
mean,
Custodes, and I'm not mad. I think that's cool.
Gene Stealer cults. Just going off Greg, just needs tweaks in their play style.
Yeah, they don't really need they got a ton of models a few years ago. So yeah, I don't think they need new models. Different rules would be awesome for them, or tweaks in the rules.
But also them being, these two armies being released in December. I mean, again, they're small armies, so it makes sense like the Grey Knights and T Suns, where these two books would just be released on the same day, kind of deal.
Right.
But that was just this year. Uh, let's see what he says for next year. So he's saying in January we're gonna get the Tau Codex
So
and a
this story
reworked
gets
Dark
wild.
Strider.
Yep, we got a Tau Codex with Dark Strider. That makes sense because again, like Tau have a lot of modern kits. Now it would be cool if we saw like close combat suits or something, right? But just getting a plastic Dark Strider with new rules for the enemy codex, that's nice. I do wish it was Farsight. I think Farsight's way cooler than Dark, you know, than Dark Strider.
Dark
But
Strider needs a new model. He
yeah,
needs it.
yeah,
It's the reason why mine is the third party model.
yeah. But I mean, good for them. I'm not mad that how like if Tyranids got this, I would be upset. If Eldar got this, like a single character release, I would be very upset.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, like yeah, Tau getting a one character release, fine with me.
Well, if I recall, they're not doing too well in the normal games. So hopefully their book punches them
They're
up.
pretty garbage, but the PTSD from 6 and 7 is still there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is.
Going
And then as of as of everything else, there's no defined order. So we got Chaos Marines, which obvious, but it looks like they're getting a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, this is interesting. We're getting possessed bikers chosen, which is cool because possessed are ancient kit. Bikers are a very ancient kit. Chosen don't exist as a kit. Cultists and renegade guard, that's super cool. I don't care, but good for them. I mean, I'm more of a marine guy. So
Well, they it's saying Black Fortress
black,
style, so
yeah,
it's probably just gonna be those kits coming over with
right.
maybe some alternate weapon
It
options.
it does seem that we're gonna see more cultists getting being in the spotlight. Now I do hope the chosen the war right, the kill team kit. That would be super cool.
Mm.
That would make sense. And it would be cool, finally Chaos Marines get a a new codex. I mean, Chaos Marines is my main army. Ever since Matt played with me when I was like 12, like I played Chaos Space Marines.
Yep.
Um, so it'll be cool for them to get stuff, and I can finally play with Chaos Space Marines, and I have one wound.
It's interesting that they're promoting a lot of cultists and renegade stuff, because I assume that the Chaos Space Marines are gonna have the same restrictions as T-Suns and Death Guard. Given
Right.
that, you gotta have X amount of Marines to have.
Or maybe not. Maybe they'll have like alternate, Dark Eldar style detachment rules to let you field cultists. So who
Maybe, I
knows?
mean, at the
Maybe.
bottom of this list it says a cultist character with bodyguards, so
Yeah. So
I don't think we've ever had a cultist character.
I am glad, like, if you're able to make a cultist are like, maybe you'll have options to get guard vehicles, right, and have like a cultist upgrade kit like Gene Seals, like make your
Isn't that
Leman
just Iron Warriors?
right. But I do like if they're gonna do that, because having reading a lot of Warhammer novels, like the Imperium fights like generic chaos a lot, like chaos cultists and chaos guard a lot. I mean, obviously chaos marines are the main bad guy in the chaos roster, but yeah, like if you look at Gaunt's Ghost, like that whole book series, they fight humans. Like they fight generic chaos worshipping humans. So finally having an army for them would be awesome. I'm very happy. I mean, I personally, it's funny because I don't care. Like I am all like, I mean, my fluff for my Black Legion army is everyone in my army was in the Horus Heresy. Like they're old veterans of the Long War. So that's my gem. None of these mortal losers who weren't there when the Emperor slew Horus. But I think it's great that we're seeing more of those kits, especially with a guard reworks coming in the near future.
Yeah, well, it'll be good to see the cultists just get updated, because unless you bought the Blackstone Fortress stuff, I mean, all you're getting is those stupid 5-man
Right,
boxes, which isn't even a full squad.
right. But I am very happy with the cast win. I'm probably gonna get all of those: the possessed, bikers, chosen, Morpsmith. Yep, and getting all of those for sure. I don't even know what they're gonna look like. I'm sure they'll be cool.
I wonder what human mutants and possessed humans are, you know?
Yeah. Whatever it is, people are gonna use it for Necromunda.
Well, of course, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this stuff was used in Necromunda.
Every model is Necromunda model.
Let's see what else we got here. We got Chaos Knights with a new
Unite,
Knight variant coming on.
cute, good for them. Maybe I'll get it. I do play Chaos Marine, so it'd be cool to have a Chaos Knight. It's
I just
actually
want to say that even though this is all not defined in what order this is coming in, I mean, a lot of this should be just basic knowledge, right? Because next year should be every army that doesn't have a codex.
yeah. I mean, this year we got Orks and Sisters getting the main releases. So
Yeah.
and, Grey Knights and Thousand Suns got stuff. So it'll be cool to.
So it should just be the rest of the Xenos and Chaos.
Yep.
So going to our first one, Xenos here, or second Xenos, sorry. Craft World, a massive but incomplete update of Eldar.
That
Tells us
makes
nothing.
Yeah. I will say that it does make sense that they won't redo the entire range, because that's a huge range to redo everything. We're looking at all the aspect warriors except for banshees need new models. Even dire avengers need new models, so they're getting reworked. We are going to see a guardian rework. We're going to see probably a generic like autark. I'm expecting that.
Phoenix
All the Phoenix
Lords.
Swords are getting new models. Like,
Pretty much
what if,
anything that's not a vehicle needs
yeah,
to get
even
reworked.
the vehicles, man, like those are old. I mean, rhinos, right, are old, but
The
you know,
vehicles are fine. I think their vehicles are fine. The Wave Serpent scythes don't make any sense, but I mean it's still unique. Um,
right. I will say
Honestly, I
whatever.
think the vehicles are fine.
Okay, that's fair. Whatever happens, though, I do hope they have a new avatar. That for me, that's the one model that or kit that they need to do.
I have a feeling it's gonna be um, what's that guy's name? Bellacore size.
Yeah, and I am all for it. Like, make him Bellacore, make him like Bellacore rules, give him shooting defenses, and then yeah,
Well, we
I
shall see. Um, I've got my Craftworld Eldar just sitting in my closet. Haven't touched them since I don't even know. Let's see, 8th edition,
Yeah,
beginning
I
of
mean,
8th edition.
they're kind of trash in ninth. After dominating the meta since fourth edition, they're finally garbage.
It's just a point thing, and
Yeah,
it's the fact that they're not bad. It's just I don't want to soup them, and that's
right.
the only way to make Craftworld like viable is you got to soup them. That's my problem with them. Uh, and then we got the speculation. We're gonna skip the first one. We'll talk about that later. World Eaters. Uh, that tells me Angron is coming down the
Yeah.
pipeline.
Speaking of Corn Berserkers, yeah, Corn Berserkers, Angron, like Terminators. It's kind of it. Like, just do those and we're good. I
Yeah,
do hope it's more Death Guard scale than Thousand Sun scale, but unfortunately I think Emperor's Children have more design space when it comes to that. I think World Leaders will probably end up being just Thousand Sun scale, where you have a Terminator kit, a Corn Berserker kit, some HQs, and Angron. That'll be it for World Leaders.
I'm sure they'll get something. What did you call that? What corn gores or something like that? I'm sure they'll get those.
Yeah, Corn Gores, yeah, that would be cool. Make it a dual kit with AoS. Yeah, how I would not be opposed.
But yeah,
Actually,
I don't
because
expect too much. I don't expect it too big of range. Like you said, Thousand Suns sounds about right. It's a shame, but if they get updated models, I know my boy Travis would be happy about it.
I'll be happy painting them in black and gold.
What else we got here? We got demons. I mean, who needs updates? Just the bloodletters, right? They're the ones in need of like a drastic rework.
Honestly, everyone but Nurgle needs new models, in my opinion. Like
Even
horror,
Slanesh.
Slanesh needs. Well, the Demonettes are pretty old. I think Demonettes have the. I think for Demonettes, it's the thing where, like, they're they're pretty cool, but their posing was restrained by being a fantasy kit. So I think you could go more all out with their poses and be more wild and chaotic than more like a regiment that they are right now. So um same for Bloodletters, even more so. Bloodletters are bad models. Like, um yeah, they're just bad models. They're too dated. The design is cool. I mean, the generic red demon, like, I'm cool with that, but the models definitely having, built and painted 30 of those. Yeah, like, I would love a new kit.
Yeah, I figured with how many releases Slanesh was getting over the years, I figured they were, you know, the most updated army.
Now their demons haven't been getting reworks. I mean, their demon. Actually, I would say because of their new kits, then you really see the age in the demons and their lesser demons. So, um, Nurgle is fine. I think Plague Bearers work. I mean, yeah, they're kind of regimented, but they're kind of zombie-like anyway. So
I
I don't mind.
think I think the pink horrors are fine. I think a lot of these units are fine. I mean, that's up for debate, but honestly, I think they're fine.
Actually think the old pink horrors are better. I think the metal pink horrors are way better than the plastic ones. The plastic ones are just kind of weird.
Again, personal preference. I think they're fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd rather see Corn get some love because that stuff's old.
Regardless, yeah, like, I think, yeah, I agree. Corrin needs rework. I mean, the blood crushers are fine. Bloodletters for sure need new stuff.
But
Um,
I
yeah,
don't know where I would put them, honestly. So this is all 40K, so
generic demons would be cool. Like, Bellacor's friends. That'll
I
be nice.
know you would think it would be released with Bellacore, but
I think they wanted to
it,
push Bellacor out for AOS. So
it's gonna depend. We'll know more when the demons are gonna get released because they like to do that as a dual thing, right? They like to release that with the AOS version, usually.
yeah, usually.
So probably down the pipeline. And last and not least, we got lastly, before we go back, we got Astra Militarum with veteran-style Cadians and 2 new regiments.
The Cadians I'm iffy about because we just had the Cadian kit. I don't think we need veteran Cadians, but the new regiments, that's cool. New Catholic are interesting because that's a Cadian thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, like I do think that new regiments, that's what Guard need is new regiments. Steel Legion would be awesome, even just like had a Chan. You know, have something represent the variety in the guard. That would be cool.
Yeah, I think they just, as much of a pain as it is, they need to go back to the multi regiments and start just make that stuff like made to order kind of deal, you know?
Hmm.
Or bring back the old the bits order, you know? That's how you used to be able to get all the old regiments. Now it's just like Cadians and that's it. Not much flavor, but you're allowed to take like Vestrolian doctrines and I can't remember Steel Legion doctrines and all that
Yeah.
other stuff. So branch out. Cadia got destroyed. We
Right.
all know it
Exactly.
lasts forever, but I mean, come branch out a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree.
And last but not least, the one thing I don't want to talk about, squats. I feel like this is a troll.
See, I wish it was, but I don't. I do think a squat army would sell really well because game like Warhammer is so big that there will be a niche for squats. Now, my personal promise to myself is if I ever play squats, I will always go like ITC whack mode and destroy you, and because I hate squats. For the record, I hate squats. I think Caradrons are dope. I think after reading Gotrek and Felix, I think dwarves in fantasy are dope, but I hate squats. So if squats ever happen and you're a squat player, I will aim to go 100-0 against you tournament. Well, that's my pledge.
I just I don't like it because I don't like I don't want a new faction in 40k. I know a lot of people want a new faction, but I don't. I do not want a new faction because it's gonna disable the game. Because you just look at Gene Stealer cults as an example. They were great, and then they got a couple rules updates, and then all they're completely unplayable as an
Yeah,
army.
I get what you mean. Because like in terms of game design, new factions need to be unique. Like the Gene Stealer cult niche is like the ambush thing. Like what would squats be? Like can't really be heavy infantry because Space Marines exist, Custodians exist.
Well, their whole thing is gonna be like dug in terrain and stuff like that.
I
That's
would
like
say
their whole thing.
what would be acceptable to me is if it was just a guard regiment of squats, like a squat, like a holy squat regiment. Like I'll be fine with that.
You know what I see? What's gonna happen with the squats?
What?
A unique kill team. That's what
Oh,
I would.
that's
That's what I would assume.
that would make sense. Very smart. Yeah, that would make sense.
Because
Okay.
you gotta. Not that GW really cares too much about the lore, but I mean, aren't they like wiped out? Besides a few of them.
As a faction, as like an empire-ish thing, like yeah, they're the Tyranids destroyed most of this, like 95% of the swamp worlds, right?
Right.
But
So
yeah, no, we could definitely see like a kill team or something.
if it's just a kill team, and then you could take that kill team and put them in like a little Space Marine regiment, I don't care. Whatever Imperial regiment, that's fine. I don't care. If it's a new army, I have a problem with it. I do not want a new army. Because we've gone over time and time before. There's current 40k armies still need a lot of love. Eldar needs it, which according to this they're gonna get. Tau needs it.
Yeah,
Chaos needs
Tyranids,
it.
Tyranids.
Tyranids need it. Like, not model wise, but rules wise and all that other stuff. Adding a new faction is gonna disrupt everything.
Yeah, I think even from the model standpoint, I don't think they should release a new faction until every faction is like Orcs right now and Necrons.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Even Orcs, like there's it's like Tank Busters where it's still resin, so even that's not complete. Um, so
well, I'm not saying that they need to 100% everything, but
right.
they need to get
Well,
everyone up to standard here.
I would say they need to be 100% if we're releasing new factions. In all honesty, you know.
All right, but when I mean 100%, I mean like they don't need to. I would like them to get everything into plastic, but I mean they don't need to convert everything into plastic. It would be nice, but if there's like one unit out there that's fine cast, that's fine, whatever. As long as it's updated, I don't care. But yeah, that is the rumors for 40k. No, there's no specialist or not, no AoS on this at all. So, what do you think? Do you think 2022 is gonna be a good year for 40k? Because
Yeah,
it's
because
been struggling.
because theoretically this year was the AoS year. We got Soul Blight, which is a full release. We got a bunch of like a ton of those Broken Realms models. We got Bellacore, we got Kragnos, we got Lord Krog, we got those other stuff. We're getting new Stormcast and new Cruel Boys, new edition. So yeah, man, I think I would not be surprised that if 2022 will be the 40k year. So, and you're right, like 40k is in a worse spot than AOS in terms of faction parity and faction like just from models. I think the rules change, right? But if you got models like there's no craft worlds in AOS. There's no rage in AOS that is shockingly old that needs a giant update. Even Skaven work. They don't have like a ton of like clan rats work, storm vermin work, lizardmen maybe because Soros are stupid old, but like the skinks work. And you have the new carnosaurs and all that. So I do think that yeah, 40k, nids, chaos, so shard chaos models, demons. Well, it's a AOS thing too, but craft worlds they need new stuff. They need to be updated to the modern standard. Like craft worlds is embarrassing. That's one of the main 40k factions. They're in every Dawn of War game, right? And yet they're very very dated in terms of their range.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it is. Yeah, of course it's gonna be the year of 40k, but I'm hoping that it'll be a lot better because obviously with the pandemic screwing everything up, I don't think the pandemic really screwed anything up other than people not getting their physical products because as I stated before, all these codexes could have been released digitally and it wouldn't have been a big deal too much.
Mhm.
But hopefully we'll finally get all our stuff in because this is what we're entering. We're 1 year into 40k 9th edition, right?
Yes.
We are officially 1 year in and we haven't gotten all the books yet, which is a huge delay because we should all the books should be out by now, and we should be getting into the old uh campaign books, right? All those other campaign supplement books,
Right.
which we are getting, but no one likes the
They're
day one
not,
DLCs.
they're not as and it doesn't seem as impactful as like Psychic Awakening, which I think is a good thing. So
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see because
yeah,
we're definitely gonna be getting 9th edition a lot longer than
then eight.
previous editions.
I am all for
I'm fine with it too because I think 9th is pretty solid so far.
so far.
So far, we'll have to wait and see until an army's out there just destroying everything, which will probably be Eldar.
I mean,
Let's
Dark
be
Elves are
real.
that right now, right? Hashtag 70%. Still going strong.
True. But yeah, that's it. That is all the news and
A
all
lot of
the
stuff.
rumors. It was a lot of stuff. But we can get to this section and then we can call it a day with our hobby rant section, which should go by pretty fast because we actually met up.
Yes.
We didn't play, but we met up.
Yeah. I was playing Kill Team with Donnie, and we tied. Orcs versus Death Guard. That was a close game.
Now, if I recall, you said you tied because you didn't have secondaries. Were you not playing with secondaries, or did you
Yeah,
just not
we were
go?
playing with secondaries, yeah. And the game, like most games of Kill Team I played, the actually like 95% of the Kill Team games I played, no one swept. Like most games was either a draw or someone won by like 1 or 2 points. Actually on Saturday I played another game with my buddy Fig, and he played regular guardsmen, so scions and guardsmen against my orcs, and I won by like 3 points. That one we played secondaries, and I won by 3 points. And I think if we were just counting primaries, I would win by one. So I do like the faction balance. Or Kill Team feels like a balanced game in my experience having played it.
Way more
Um,
balanced than previous.
oh, absolutely. And like yeah, I was playing. We were both playing to win, and we're playing our secondaries, and it turned out really like we had a good time. It was very balanced. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel like X, Y, and Z was OP. Like even orcs, like for my faction, um, the faction orc abilities, they could conceal in charge, or they could hide in charge, and it didn't seem that crazy. Because I could still get shot if you angle it properly.
Right.
And yeah, Kill Team. I've been praising Kill Team the past like 4 or 5 podcasts, and I'm happy to say that my experience actually playing the game is very positive.
That's good. I did as you saw, I did a 2K game against
Yeah.
Greg's Grey Knights against my T Sons. I must say that I'm probably lucky he didn't run the 3 or 4 Dread Knights, because I know that that tournament list is running around and completely
Oh,
destroying everything. Just because they have so many shots,
right.
and it like very powerful shots as well. It was a close game. I won by 10, but by the end, by pretty much turn 5 or 4, it was gonna go into my league. Just because.
You would be even more of a lead.
No, no, no. I mean, we theory hammered it out on the last turn.
Got it.
That's how I win by 10. But yeah, Magnus not dying. I think this is the first game I've had where he didn't die.
Yeah.
It was great. I must say that my denying of magic spells though was utter trash. There was 2 turns where I didn't roll above a 4 on denying a spell,
Wow, that's pretty bad.
and that was even with Magnus's +2. I couldn't deny the basic stuff. It's quite infuriating.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was a fun game. Um, I'm leaning more that T-Sons are a little bit better than I'm giving them credit for. But again, that's only my second game, so
It's
it's
good.
still too early to tell how good they really are. But I'm looking forward to it. I did a lot of my rules wrong. I gave my enlighten like no invul save because I'm like, oh, it doesn't say I have an invul save. Little did I know I have to go like to the front of my codex to find that
Yeah,
rule.
the faction rule.
Oh my god, man, the codexes are such a mess. I'm gonna just Xerox copy the pages I think are that are important and just put that in a book.
Yeah.
Because just skimming through all that stuff is such a mess.
I have heard that the new character is super good, so maybe we could try proxying him or something.
The chaplain.
Yeah. I heard a lot of good things about him. I see him in like a lot of tournament lists.
Well, when he becomes available, I give him a try. Well, you said proxy, so yeah, I guess I could proxy him.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait and see. Cause I think this Wednesday we are gonna. I have 2 friends who are gonna attempt to play the new AoS game, so
Nice.
I'm gonna be there to help get that game moving. But yeah, that's all I got planned, and that's all I did for hobbying. I did finish painting my muted Vortex Beast.
Oh, nice.
So Poor bastard didn't get to do anything in my last game against Greg, but
One has to instantly die.
it was like, I forget what these guys are called, but they move like 12 inches. They have like 40 attacks, even though they're like a 10-man squad.
Oh, the jump packs, quote unquote. Well, they teleport and then they don't jump pack, but it's like the equivalent jump pack squad.
Yeah, those guys are nasty. It's
Yeah.
a good thing he told me that those guys move 12, because I was like, I put Magnus right in front of them. I'm like, all right, I got this. This is gonna be easy. He's like, yeah, these guys move 12. I'm like, oh, never mind then. Move
All right.
Magnus back. But yeah, um, I don't know. You got any other plans for this weekend, or are you gonna chill?
Um, I mean, no gaming yet. Maybe I'll start planning some stuff. 'Cause I'm still trying to plan my week, but I am painting some orcs right now. I got the combat patrol, so I ordered one off the GLB store, and I picked one up from the local GW. So yeah, painting some orcs, and yeah, these are actually like super easy build orcs. Like they don't need glue kind of level of easy builds, which again I am fine with. I already gave my spiel before, but that kind of surprised me. I thought they were going to be just mono pose, but not easy build. So, but I still like them. Makes me wonder if they're releasing a multi kit though. So we will see.
Of course they're gonna release a multi kit. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. Maybe it's just stick with the combat patrol. I don't know. I mean, you do get 20 orcs. It's actually like honestly the combat patrol, as far as like buying multiples of the same box, that's a pretty good one. You know, like even if you get like multiple mega bosses, that again, like you just give him some relics and watch him smash face, and you can always use more boys, more death copters, more death dreads. So I think the definitely having owned and worked on one, I do think that the Orc Combat Patrol is one of the better ones that are out right now.
Oh, there you go. More ringing endorsement to buy the Combat Patrol box.
Yep.
All right, then. Well, I think that's a good place to cut off. To everyone who made it to the end, thank you for stumbling through my blunders of technical difficulties. And yeah, we'll see everyone next week.
Later, everyone.
Later.